Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Brave 9 video.
What are you doing? Why are you doing my intro on my character?
I'm sorry Guitar Rock, I didn't mean anything by that.
That's not okay. Dwen is my man. He's on my video intro, okay? But just this once, I'm gonna let it pass. I will let you continue because I am merciful.
Okay. Well, that was kind of spooky. Hello, this is a Brave 9 Mercenary Spotlight on Dwen. Dwen is a 5-star rarity warrior. He is the guy who manages the tournaments both in-game, like Novice Arena and Regular Arena, and in the lore too, because Novice Arena and Regular Arena are lore things as well. Kind of trippy. I wonder if he spectates arena matches and go like, damn, what is happening with all these spells and legendary units? I can barely keep up with what's happening sometimes. Anyways. Dwen's companion is Jan, and Jan is actually Lumen's grandson. He pretty much gets along with everyone and is an outstanding role model. Also, Jan has never dated before, and is not welcomed in the singles party because he's too handsome. Wow Jan, I feel so bad for you. I really do. Not. I'll briefly go over Dwen's skills, gameplay style, and provide some of my opinions on him. I won't be going over the details of his skills, but just the general parts of it. I linked the Brave 9 Encyclopedia in the video description, we can easily read on the stats and skill values. Dwen's first skill is Domination, and is Dwen's signature damage dealing skill. Before a normal attack, Dwen deals additional damage based on his attack value multiplied by the number of buffs on the enemy unit that he's attacking. If the enemy has no buffs, this actually deals 0 damage. If the enemy has many buffs, this can deal quite a lot of damage. The additional damage also ignores defense and guards. At plus 6 and above, Dwen also gains 1 turns of stat enhancement that boosts his attack and crit damage based on the number of buffs that the enemy has. For your information, a buff is indicated by a green up arrow on the icon. If it has that, it's technically a buff. Dwen's second skill is Armored Assault. Dwen deals additional damage after normal attack based on his defense and attack value. At plus 10 and above, if this skill kills an enemy, Dwen heals 100% of his life. This might not happen that frequently however, since Dwen is likely to kill the enemy with his first skill instead. At plus 13, this additional damage applies even if he is silenced. Dwen's third skill is Permanent Armor Power. Dwen gains a permanent stat enhancement before battle that boosts his attack based on his defense. At plus 9 and above, Dwen also gains crit rate based on his defense. Dwen's Awakening skill is Permanent Stats Weakening Immunity. Dwen is permanently immune to stats weakening. Dwen is a warrior that hits 3 tiles and specializes in annihilating enemies who stockpiles buffs. Dwen's core skill is his first one, which deals additional damage before normal attack and can ignore both defenses and guards. Functionally, it behaves a lot like direct damage in that regard, but unlike direct damage, Dwen's damage can still benefit off of his crit values at the cost of being affected by the enemy's incoming damage reduction. Even with that in mind however, Dwen ends up dealing insane amounts of damage to most units. Most units inherently have their own passive or permanent buffs, and Dwen can utilize that to easily kill those units. The rest of Dwen's kit is mostly utilizing his defense stat to further boost his other stats and deal more damage along with the innate stats weakening immunity, which is valuable against curse counters. Dwen's preferred runes are shield runes, as Dwen gains many powerful stats with defense. With good shield runes, Dwen can reach close to 100% defense on his own, but if you happen to have 2 very good shield runes, 100% defense is possible. I'll go over what Dwen counters. If a unit has a buff, Dwen can deal a lot of damage to them. And fortunately for Dwen, most units have buffs, not just because of supports, but because of their own skills provides a permanent buff of some sort. Remember that his first skill ignores guards and defense, so it's very hard to defend against. As a result, Dwen does very well against Delta Hidden guarded units. He also excels at taking out units that depend solely on their guards to stay alive. Kaelin and Yuri are 2 examples. Dwen's damage that occurs before normal attack particularly makes him good against Jhin and Albion. Some units also heavily stack buffs naturally, so he can be very powerful against the likes of Gran or Ledocrad. I'll go over some Dwen counters. Dwen is very difficult to counter due to the coverage of his attacks, but he can one-shot some units. Dwen's guard ignore occurs before normal attack, so a healthy Lucius could survive the first hit against Dwen and maintain all stacks of his death guard to take incoming damage from other units. On a similar note, units that can resurrect can potentially stall Dwen. I already named Lucius, but Phrygia and Belieth can conditionally work as well. Units with immortality mechanics can also survive at least 1 hit against Dwen. Mammonier, Ledocrad, and Galania can help deal with them. Vinaka is a very interesting counter due to providing her warriors with a form of damage share, but as a bestow buff rather than a guard. As a result, Vinaka manages to protect her warriors and the damage gets converted. Remember that Dwen does not deal direct damage, it's only guard ignoring damage, but since he does a lot of it, Vinaka may be in danger of dying. Seer can tank Dwen as well if she has most of her allies alive. Seer's damage reduction is also not a guard, so she can greatly divide his damage. Killing Dwen mostly requires the use of direct or fixed damage, as Dwen tends to have very high amounts of defense. If Dwen is protected by Vinaka or Delsa, then he cannot easily be killed with fixed damage. The direct damage units are the usual. Alec, Thalze, Levia, and the newly added Victor could work. If direct damage is not available, then you can eliminate him with DOTs. Gunther, Kyria, and Christina are some good ones. Dwen is also heavily inhibited by stigmas and attack interferences, so you can try to utilize that to your advantage. Celia is nice because Dwen's first skill will no longer activate if he's affected by Celia's stigma, which has a silent component. Charming Dwen is also highly beneficial to get him to start killing his own allies, which can be achieved by Iris or Dalvi or Asmode. Maybe Elise. So some synergies with Dwen. Dwen works well in most compositions and is overall a very well balanced attacker, but his warrior class allows him to synergize particularly well with Delsa Hidne and Vinaka compositions. Dwen synergizes quite well with Alec and Victor. Alec and Victor both have a weakness to Jhin due to Jin's ability to return any damage, but Dwen can easily clear out Jhin, so that's pretty beneficial. Okay, so for my opinion, Dwen is really good. I'm tempted to say that he's kind of busted, but that's a bit melodramatic and sensationalist, but he's definitely very strong. Dwen marks the first kind of unit where he has a damage source that specifically ignores guard. It's not direct damage by technicalities, but functionally it's pretty damn close. Dwen's 3-tile range is also really strong as well. He almost functions as a 5-star version of Alec, but with slightly different variation in matchups. Dwen is very good in nearly all contents in this game. He's good in Arena, World Arena, PvE content, good in Guild War, and very good at Guild War defenses due to him being a very difficult character to defend against. So the question begs, should you invest in Dwen? And the answer is, yeah. Dwen is really good currently. There's a potential future where Dwen might be slightly weaker if there is a way for units to consistently surpass the incoming damage reduction cap, because the only way to have units reach that in a practical matter is through Ceres, who provides her allies with 95% incoming damage reduction. If more of that is in the game, then Dwen will be significantly weaker, but as it is right now, Dwen just kind of kills everything. Dwen really just feels like a legendary unit, and I guess it makes sense given how prevalent Dwen is in the actual game. The dude greets you in Arena, hustles you for these stupid diamond packs to buy honor points. Man, this guy's everywhere. What's particularly nice about Dwen is that he kind of works at any skill levels. Plus 6 is a nice point for Dwen as his kit is fleshed out at that point, and a stat enhancement on his first skill can allow him to really punish the enemy with 2 or more buffs. Plus 15 isn't really necessary for Dwen, but the additional damage of his first skills can sometimes clutch things out on enemies that only have 1 or 2 buffs, but have high amounts of incoming damage reduction. Otherwise, yeah, really good character. Dwen is really nutty, and he might be the spotlight of the metagame for a while. This is simultaneously a blessing and a curse, because it's possible that future characters will be designed with Dwen in mind now. I don't really mind, I guess. Dwen's pretty cool, and having a really good 5-star unit is always a good thing. I know Guitar Rock is probably pleased with his boy being good, but I think they made him a bit too good. I wonder what sneaky strings he pulled too.
Wait, are you talking smack about me? You want me to whoop your ass?
Oh shit. Thanks for watching my Dwen Mercenary Spotlights. Shoutouts to Guitar Rock for his cameo in this video, and support his channel for Brave Knight and other gacha content. Stay tuned for more.